Sweat Equity Podcast. We're doing this before we go with the show that you're going to listen to right now.
I know I already said all my good stuff.
We did a good pod about, engaging customer service wise. It's a little bit more of a hang.
Yeah, the good thing about afterwards is we can refresh our own memories as to what we just talked about.
Yeah, I bitched about Valley National Bank that I will call Valley National Skank, and I will take that clip.
You're doing it twice,
and I'm going to advertise right to them and their customers.
That's good.
This podcast
good for your spite.
It shows I'm an excellent ad targeter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of ads, let's. We should be doing all three, right? We should do all three of our sponsors.
If you want.
Because it doesn't make sense. Why not? We'll just do them real quick. FreshBooks, your accounting software. FreshBooks is, if you go to GoFreshBooks.com.
GoFreshBooks.com/sweat.
/sweat. Like Key Sweat.
Yep.
Our listeners get a discount of 30-day free trial. And it's a scalable system. Fuck QuickBooks. We're moving over that way. I just got to find a weekend to do it.
Yep.
That's all. It's not, accounting ain't my thing.
No, it's
but
not a lot of people's things.
But look, write it down or just write a note that we're going to hook you up with that and the entrepreneur's phone line. You need a real phone. Don't use your personal phone if you're trying to do your own business. If you're trying to fake it till you make it kind of thing. If you're using your personal line, you're total jabroni.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
it's the only way to put it.
If you're using Google Voice, you're total jabroni.
Jabroni.
By the way, if you use Google Voice and then you try to advertise to that Google Voice number, they will cut your account.
Denied.
Yeah, so you could really hurt yourself by using a Google Voice number for business. And so, you got to use Grasshopper, my man, and my womans.
Try grasshopper.com. That's it, right? /sweat.
I was hoping you were looking it up.
It is. I was just pretending like I didn't know, but I know them all.
They're so close to each other, but we're going to make sure these are prominent on the site too. That's what I want to do. So if anybody goes to sweatequitypod.com, we're going to have 3 big buttons, and it's going to click right to these referral codes.
Right.
Because, look, we get it. You're busy. If you're listening to this, you're probably doing laundry, jogging, maybe even showering if you have the AirPod buds in, the earbuds in.
I do. I put my phone in a plastic bag.
I mean, I do it so I can do something in the shower.
Right. Watch special videos of people hugging.
Hugging naked. Yeah. So, look, get a real phone line if you're doing your own thing. Plus, I'm the kind of guy that if I don't know a phone number, I Google it. And I don't want people having my personal phone number a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just a weird lead that doesn't go anywhere and then they're harassing. Especially if you're a lady out there.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Ladies have to deal with a lot more. I'm only laughing because our friend of the program, Sam, is off camera and off mic. And was flicking me off because she probably doesn't have a Grasshopper phone.
She's doing the throat slit.
Also,
arm animation.
Don't add another thing to Verizon or Sprint or whatever because it's hard to compartmentalize your life.
Yeah, and then you got to talk to Sprint customer service or Verizon customer service, and we just did a whole podcast about that.
Exactly.
Don't get me started.
Right. They
Until
don't care.
After the breeds.
They don't care because of no competition.
Yeah.
Lastly, Warby Parker glasses, baby. Warby Parker. I love them. They're a disruptor. Did you know? I mean, this is my angle no one uses in their reads and other podcasts, but Luxottica is a monopoly that owns pretty much every Sunglass Hut. They do own Sunglass Hut. Lens Crafters. Name any big box sunglasses place in the country.
Or sunglasses brand.
Just
the brands.
Exactly. And I see people now doing affiliate marketing for Ray-Ban. Hey, I got these Ray-Bans here. Click on the link in my bio. They're part of the machine.
They're shills.
It's an Italian company that owns 97% of the market. So Warby Parker's a disruptor. I gotta stop promoting other podcasts, but how this got made, or just look up the NPR podcast and look up Warby Parker. Interesting story. These guys were legit. It's wildly interesting, kind of how they came about and almost shot themselves in the foot from the get-go because their product was too good. Right? They have lightning in a bottle. They're a disruptor. We love disruptors.
How was it too good? They weren't selling it for enough?
They almost sold too low, right? So pricing's really tough.
Yeah.
So they thought they sat on 95. There's a whole 10-minute chunk about, where should the price be of glasses? What is the real price? And so they thought 95 was a fair price, but also showed value.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
that was too low? That's interesting.
No. That was what they settled on. But they were going to go lower. They wanted to go like 55 or something like that. And they didn't account for a lot of overhead and growth and all those things. But 95 compared to 300 or 500 that a lot of people pay.
It's so stupid.
It's inflated, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
you ever lost a pair of sunglasses? Of course you have.
You need to go to warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. What you do is you get the hookup. Holler if you hear me. You get 5 pairs of glasses or sunglasses. I've done it. I gave him my prescription. I typed it in, right? You put it in a little form. Takes 57 seconds maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, my head is like a horse head. So let me pick.
Click on the horse icon.
No,
for
you can
horse
pick
head
by
sizes?
the size of your head.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And so think about it. If we started a glasses company, this is how you would go about it. You go, well, look, one of the big things about picking glasses is the size of your head.
Yeah. Well, they usually ask for pupillary distance, which is like the distance between your pupils.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what that means.
Mine's very narrow. So
so that would be weird.
Right. So it's like
big head, narrow eyes.
Like a horse. Like John Elway.
Mm.
Yeah, me and John Elway. So, or Peyton Manning.
Mm.
Yeah, so you got to go to warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. And what I did, here's a smart thing to do. When you get the 5 glasses, try to bring them around people who you trust, opinion-wise. The firm I worked at before, I made sure to send it there because there's a lot of ladies in the office, and I go, which one looks the best? And they go, that one. And I go, okay, that is the one I will pick because I can't make my own decision on that.
Right.
I'll pick
Smart
the one,
move.
and then I'll wait later and go, fuck, these look stupid.
They're all laughing at me.
I look like Defense from Falling Down. Great.
What? I don't get the reference. Gotta look it
Michael
up.
Douglas, Falling Down. Great movie.
Okay.
Actually, one of those great movies you only need to watch like a couple of times.
Okay.
Guy freaks out. Employee freaks out and goes on a rampage.
Oh.
Yeah. Santa
Flat
Monica.
top haircut. Gotcha.
Yeah. Defense. That's his name. All right. Let's get into the show. We're going to be changing format, so get used to it a little bit. But tell us how you feel. Engage with us. Ask questions. We want to make this more of a engaging podcast where there's a connection.
Engaging show.
We're doing
Sweat.
We're doing Sweat Equity live on my personal profile page because I want to do an episode about how to engage with your audience. I figured this was apropos.
Appropriate.
Appropriate.
That's what it's short for.
So we want y'all to engage with us while we're doing the show. Ask any business questions.
Do you have your Facebook page pulled up so that we can actually engage? Because I
was waiting for that one shot to get over to you, and then I was going to do it under the table.
The what? The one shot? What are you doing?
One shot on you. We're zoomed in on you.
Oh, sorry. Just do it.
As a professional,
We're live.
I try to put my phone away and put it on. You know what? I got a little baby rant. People don't use the Do Not Disturb feature on an iPhone. I don't get it.
No.
You put your favorites in there, they can bust through and call you, but everybody else can't. I don't know why people don't do that.
Yeah. Fun fact too: if it's on Do Not Disturb, it pretends like it'll like ring randomly a number of times, like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So that it seems like you're actually there sending people to voicemail. So it makes you look like a bigger dick than you are.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it's like randomly it'll be like 1 ring, hang up, 2 rings, hang up.
I'm learning stuff
Yeah.
in my old age
Yeah.
of 33.
Just be warned. I'm telling you.
Well, most people think I'm a dick anyway, so I don't care.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But I've found this thing where I've started doing emails, Slack, all that communication. I try to break it into 3s now. Do it in the morning, do it in the middle of the day, and then do it later in the day, right? instead of just constantly checking email and becoming miserable.
Yeah.
Because most emails you don't need to get back to.
Ever.
Like, I mean,
Don't ever.
there are some.
Spam.
I don't want to push another podcast, but it is good for information. It's the Digital Marketing Podcast, and they threw out a stat, and I believe it. For every email you send, you get 2.3 back, or something crazy like that. It's almost for every one you send out, you get 2 or more back.
Yeah, you've said that before.
Isn't that crazy?
I believe
though?
it.
Yeah.
That's why I send 0 emails, and then just try and keep it nice and tight.
They think you're just like a serial killer, though. After a while, if you just
So I
don't.
keep emailing this guy.
Yeah, this guy. Does he live in a cave?
I just keep seeing that number, 2.3. Whew.
Yeah.
A lot of deleting I got to do.
Right. I used Unroll Me. So unroll.me, if you go to that, it'll take all those promotional emails because you want to be on those lists sometimes in case you get a coupon.
How will we know what to like if we're not marketed to?
Exactly. How will we know what's out there unless there's an advertisement?
Yeah.
And we're not even going to do the advertisement in this little intro we do with the music. But you know what we have to do to get the show started officially?
No.
We have to.
You
You
don't
know,
have to do
Eric.
it.
You know what we have to do.
You don't have to do it.
We have to do it. We have to get fired up. It's the Hottie Toddy. Let's get this show started. Hottie Toddy. See, I try to time that out like a pro.
Oh, you hit the post?
Like a goddamn pro.
You whiffed?
I whiffed. I whiffed a little bit. Well, we're trying to switch some things up. Look, continuous improvement. It's a thing that you have to do in business or you die. You have to act like someone's going after what you've got going on.
Yeah.
There's a Mark Cuban quote. You always have to act as if your competition's gunning for you, even if you're killing it, right?
Because they are.
They are. I mean, you don't know, but you should act as if,
Might as well.
right?
Yeah.
So we're working on this podcast. We're trying to figure out what's the best format. Is it a mix-up of like Gary V's, where he does interviews, and then he'll do some like how-tos. He'll do some like just rants by himself in a cab.
Yeah.
I don't really love those, but I don't know. I think this should be more of a business love line of sorts.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if I'm pitching it, that's the way I pitch it.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of the live interaction sort of thing. We just got to figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah, well, we have to spend some time and a little bit of cash in the studio. But if we get a monitor over there, it'd be really cool to do flop in, kind of someone asking us questions.
Yeah.
Via Skype or something.
A little alert system.
Yeah, like a life alert. Boop. Yeah, my jitterbug
Yeah.
goes off, and I'm like, oh, we got someone.
Yeah. A big red light that goes off, make it look like Kenny Rogers Roasters in here.
Yeah, I like that. I like the gas stations that have the fried chicken just chilling in that red light.
Yeah.
Like it's Amsterdam.
Dude, you can walk into those gas stations and you walk out and you smell like fried chicken for a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and I was saying this on stage last night. It's always the gas station that is it's not Chevron, but it's like Prevron. It's like it's just short enough.
They got Chevron gas.
It's like a Eastern European version of it.
Right. It's Chevron is not associated past those gas pumps.
And and it's the only gas for miles, so you have to use it.
So you got to eat that chicken.
And then the number one thing they have is the key that's attached to something way too big, which means that someone's selling crack in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well,
The bathroom key.
that's what you think it's for, not homeless guys?
Well, I said
Using
sometimes
monster
you get an
dumps.
Easter egg present and there's a homeless guy already in there. But the reason they have the key system where there's a parking cone attached to it is because there's deals being made in there.
Oh, okay.
Hey, there's business everywhere. This is America.
It's true.
You know, some unlicensed, some on the up and up like us.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
What's not on the up and up? I got to bitch for a minute.
Yeah. Bitch it out.
I got to bitch for a minute while you can pull up Facebook if you want. So I'm a big customer service guy. I'm a big client service guy if you're more professional service kind of business. And my thing is I think we just kind of deal with a lot of bullshit from we're so used to bad customer service that we just kind of put up with it. Like
I know.
If we were dating, we were a gay couple, you know?
We're not dating.
Okay, but just in the scenario, improv with me. If we were dating,
That was improv.
so you're negating?
I just got us into a gay fight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, never mind.
A good
Anyways,
fight.
if we were dating, go ahead.
If we were dating and you were beating me up, you know?
Which I totally would.
Yeah, I'm a power bottom.
Do you have that power?
That's all the legs are power. And so if you were beating me up, but I was still kind of going back to you all the time, and I just deal with it, that is literally how I feel about customer service.
Yeah.
And a lot, like, I remember being on the phone with AT&T when I used to have their cell phone service, and it was before I really, first off, I came up with a theory before everybody that the iPhone, once the new one comes out, the other ones turn into pagers.
Definitely.
I've been saying
yes.
that. I've been saying that since 2011.
And then they admitted it.
And then people were writing blog posts. It's like the people that are like, "Did you know that Alexa's listening to you?" And like they're advertising some of the things you're saying. Yeah, no shit.
I know.
No shit.
Just assume the worst.
Right. Like, why is it $50? This is AI shit.
Yeah.
In your house. Of course it's listening to you.
Right. Those Amazon pad, like the iPad knockoffs, they're like $20.
I know. It's too.
How do you even afford the boat ride over here from China for $20 for that? Like,
Yeah.
they're absolutely stealing your information and your soul. But
We were looking
Use
into
it.
getting those iPad,
I know.
the knockoff iPads from
So cheap.
Amazon and cameras too for security reasons because they're so much cheaper than Nest. But then it's like, I don't know. It feels sketchy a little bit.
yeah,
But
it's cheap.
my phone's probably listening to me right now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't done anything to it.
I unplugged the Alexa before we went live on purpose.
I'm not worried about any of that because I know how that works. Like that doesn't bother me. We do a lot of online ads. It's
Yeah, I'm not.
how else are we going to procure things to sell you?
Right.
You know. Anyway, plus the way I talk about stuff so randomly that it can't get a trend going. So like
There's at least 4 people
my feeds are all over the
in
place.
your mind. Yeah.
The ads that pop up for me are just like wildly all over the place. The only ones I get are like douchebag marketing funnels from these like digital entrepreneurs. Like,
That don't seem
Hey,
to
I've got the
really actually do anything other than have a lot of followers.
and it's so funny. I tell everybody that gets confused by the online world. It's just everything that's been going on. It's just online. So like I always go like, all right, there's ads in a newspaper, in magazines, same thing. Just think about that. Think about a web page as that, right? As a
Yeah.
placement, except you can interact with it. You can engage. And then I'd say about like this kind of stuff where it's like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There is a version of everything offline or everything online. There's a version of it offline that we've been used to. So
Mhm.
these guys think they're so fucking hot shit. They're like, what they do is they upsell the shit out of you. Hey, I'll give you a free pamphlet.
Right.
Here's how to get 6-figure clients in less than 3 months using my program. There's been shit like that with real estate, like
Sure.
conferences forever, right? Here's how to get rich. Here's how to get rich quick. Remember
Yeah.
those?
I think they're getting snuffed out more now, right? It's better now. People are more informed now, I think.
I feel like
Then again,
whatever you're doing professionally, you're probably getting some version of this, right?
oh, there's one out there.
Because
whether or not you're buying in.
Well, I click on ads because I want to see the experience. I purposely do it even if I don't want to, like, I have no interest in it. I want to see what they do on retargeting. I want to see what happens after I click,
Right.
kind of thing. But that's more research for me.
Yeah.
I would say it's just interesting that a lot of people think the online world, it can be the Wild West, but if you really contextualize it in a way that it's not anything brand new, really. Your website's essentially a storefront.
Yeah.
Like a retail shop.
Yeah.
Just think of it that way. And a lot of people go, oh. And you're like, yeah, that's it. Posting on your personal social media is like having the sandwich board sign outside.
Yeah.
And talking to your friends. Hey, why don't you come by the sandwich shop? You know?
Which is why we're live on
Yeah.
your Facebook.
Well, we want to test it. We test stuff through our own stuff, you know?
Sure.
Why not? And I do want questions, so if anybody has nerd questions or, hey, look, we'll do life questions. I don't care. But I want to see how it goes, how we can handle some of this.
I know.
on
I'm
the
afraid to
fly.
push the buttons that'll make it stop working.
Well, you got your laptop right there. All right, so here's my deal. Customer service, big deal. We were at a bank, U.S. Ameribank. It's a local bank here. Got bought out by a bigger guy. Corporate consolidation, I didn't know how crazy it is around the country. Let's just go
Yeah.
macro. I didn't realize we might be, I think we have the illusion of choice. So we have the least amount of choices ever if you really try to not use big conglomerates or corporate companies.
Yeah.
Corporate companies. You know what I'm saying?
For anything.
Corporations.
Yeah.
Well, like I think everybody's seen that one chart of all the food distributors around the country.
Yeah, there's like 3.
It's like
Nestle and the
Kellogg
other 2.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Hershey.
Right.
And you're like, Hershey owns what? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Pepsi owns Gatorade?
Right.
I didn't know. Okay. And so there's like, you see it. I've always bitched about cell phones, airplanes, right? Because it eventually becomes a little bit of collusion. I hate saying the word oligopoly because it doesn't really roll off the tongue, but it is.
Yeah.
You can kind of price fix when there's only 5 choices.
Yeah.
So when you go for a flight, remember Southwest used to be the cheapest option. Now they're cheaper by 2 things. You can change your flight at no fee, and you can get your bags checked for free.
So did they get bought out by somebody, or they just
No,
started
they just
trying to
became
keep
they became one of the big dogs. Because why wouldn't you make your price higher if the other 3 big dogs are higher?
Yeah.
And now Alaska just bought Virgin, so they'll probably be 5, right?
You can do what we do. Go Spirit.
So Spirit is now the new Southwest, in a way, like they've done. I went on a Spirit flight to Atlantic City recently. They were trying.
They
a
nickel
little bit.
and dime the shit out of you.
I-
But I actually had a good experience.
And I can see the rebrand on the visuals, the brand identity.
Oh my God.
They're
They're really playing into the you're going to be a spirit after you fly with us. Maybe you'll die.
They're really hitting
angle.
that Etsy handwritten style that
It's
I
awful.
I dislike on a professional level.
Dude, when it's 10 feet tall on the side of a plane.
But they painted the planes too, which
Yeah.
that's expensive. So I'm thinking they've got some influx of cash to get to that where Southwest was probably 20 years ago, maybe.
It was like cocaine cash, where you just, the first idea, that's the best idea. Let's put it giant yellow planes, big black letters that look all cracked out.
I got an idea.
Yeah, we're doing it. We'll do it tonight.
Let's go in the bathroom. I
Yeah.
want to talk about it.
And
Everybody,
then we'll start a second airline.
let's go in the handicap stall. Let's do it. Hold on, let me take the top off this toilet. We can use it for what we need. So my thing is like, look, I don't get personally offended, right? I get pissed if my time's wasted. My wife deals with this. She has bad luck, like just generally.
Cursed.
Like I tell you, my superpower is people cut me in line
Right.
without even realizing it. Hers is getting bad customer service everywhere.
Right. Mine is summoning the people buying lottery tickets at the gas station. in
Oh,
front of me.
God.
Scratch offs only.
And they scratch it off to hold their
Oh
place in
no,
line.
no! They're
Oh.
they're cashing in from the last scratch off that they did, and they got to pick the right one.
Oh, right.
Is it 17 or 6? That matters.
Well, there's a science to it.
Yeah, they're getting really good.
Yeah, you got you got to get Swisher Sweets while you're there.
Right.
You know. So my thing is like we were at our bank that was a local bank here. It got acquired by Valley National Bank, and my thing is like, look, you have a transition, right? Just kind of figure this out in a little bit of a better way. Here's how I would have handled it. They sent like 40 pieces of mail that made it way more confusing. They sent me a card I didn't know I was getting. So
like a debit card.
yeah, so
Oh, cool.
it's just a new card, and I couldn't. I was like, why can't I use my current card? I didn't know. Maybe I don't check mail every day because it's always bad. It's always bad news.
And garbage.
Nothing in the mail is good news. I never, because we don't take checks.
Yeah.
That's part of our thing. we're a digital company, so why would we?
I'm just trying to think of good news that comes in the mail.
Nothing. It's always something you have to do.
Oh yeah, wedding invitation. Fuck
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm. Babies stuff.
You know,
Baby
$10
shower.
check from your grandma.
I don't get
usually
that.
comes in the mail. I
R.I.P.
don't either.
All grandparents I got. But I say most things in the mail aren't good. So I don't check. I check maybe every 2 or 3 days, probably.
Right.
Most of the time. IRS is going to hit you up. Who cares? Right? Fuck them.
It is fun because if anything happened with the IRS, I would be like, "Well, did you mail it?" I'd be like, "That's my." They're like, "We
mail
called you 500 times." I'd be like, yeah, but did you send it in the mail?
Right.
That would be my.
Which in this day and age is so crazy.
Trump card.
I should be able to opt out.
I know.
Right? Like,
Can we do paperless taxes?
anyway, yeah, that's a fucking that's a whole another podcast. I want to get a CPA that can not bore everybody on here, but I want
Oh.
to talk about that.
The search continues.
That's a unicorn. So, Valley National Bank is this New Jersey bank that I guess they're in about 30 states because I started hate looking them up. I called them up and I was like, "Hey, I can't get in. I have some clients still send us checks or give me a check paper, even though I'm violently, aggressively tell them do not do that."
Right.
So I was handed a paper check. I tried to do a remote deposit
Mm-hmm.
because going into the bank, fuck that too.
Yes. Big time.
I can't log in to the U.S. Ameribank app. I didn't know I was transitioned.
Huh.
I didn't know. It's like Caitlyn Jenner. They're not going to tell you.
You wake up without a dick.
Well, but they didn't give you the date, like when it's going to happen, right? So I woke up dickless.
Surprise, you're a lady.
Yeah, I felt dickless. That's how vulnerable you feel,
Wow,
right?
yeah.
I can't get into our bank account.
You felt like you were hacked.
We had a client that, a little bit, or like
You didn't know right away. Yeah.
If we're going visceral, I'd say you feel kind of like a bum in a way. Like, what did I do? And
What did I do now?
when I have to get something to a client that they're like, "Hey, can you double check this? Because I think we got double charged on something from QuickBooks when you did it. Can you check that?" And I was like, "Hey, sorry, man. I can't even get in my account," which makes me sound like fucking either a liar or a degenerate.
why don't you just reference your giant paper checkbook then?
Well, I everything's done online. All the transactions.
I know.
Yeah, through
Exactly.
QuickBooks.
Nobody does that
But
shit.
QuickBooks can somehow access it, and I can't. I don't get it. So, anyway,
Oh, they probably worked that deal out ahead of time. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
QuickBooks is happy.
Right.
Make sure all that money stays.
integrations, and that's
Yeah.
what I bitched about. If you want to go on my personal LinkedIn, and I put it on the Tokubaga Consulting LinkedIn too, I just say, look, our business bank account isn't girthy. It isn't worth. They don't give a shit about it. But you know what I did? I didn't just put them on blast on LinkedIn because I was just like wasted 4 hours of my life trying to figure this out. I couldn't log in, and then I registered because I was like, well, maybe I have to register. It's a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no workflow they sent you. They just sent you a bunch of garbage upsell like, hey, you should get a mortgage through us and you should do this. Like, you have to get me over in the transition to make me loyal to you.
Yeah, give you a little foreplay.
The thing about a small bank is that you should be customer service oriented. You can't act like a Bank of America. Bank of America, you know you're going to get treated like shit, right?
Right.
Chase, you know the deal going in.
But actually, this brought up a good point for me where I was like, you know what? That's a bonus that I go through Bank of America. Who's going to buy out Bank of America and then change over all their I mean, it could happen, but chances are Bank of America will be the name on the side of that building.
It is, but when it comes to when you need real information, say you're buying a building or something, say you're trying to do something, they're not going to hook you up with the information you need. You need someone like I'd prefer a smaller bank that is going to be a lender that will actually walk you through it, because no matter what, I just say, talk to me like I'm 5.
Yes.
Even if I do know something about the subject, if it's a big life decision, I still just like kind of reset my brain to talk to them.
Sure.
So anyway, Valley National Skank. Yeah, I went there. I call them up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? This is absurd. Why am I frozen out? I'll give you all the information. I have my EIN on me. I know it by heart. Like, why? I know our company information. Why am I locked out of my own account I know from a nerd side that they can just easily unlock me
Yes.
with the information. So
It's
to get
always so easy.
to get to the customer service person, I had to give like our EIN, our address, or our zip code, like 4 big pieces of information to get to that customer service. And then she was like, "Oh, well, did you try to register like 30 minutes ago?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh, you can't do that."
Oh, you
And I
should
was
have
like,
done that.
"What
Oh, boy.
the fuck?" So I go, "Okay, I'm frozen for 2 days. I got to wait for an email. It could be up to 2 days until I get it." You realize I'm trying to give you money. I'm trying to put money in there. This is how y'all make money, is by, people putting money in.
2 days for an email.
Right.
That's like the if you want to transfer between banks. Oh, you want it tomorrow?
Right.
That'll be $6.
Right.
Bitch.
That's why
you're
this
just
cryptocurrency
pressing a
shit
button.
is disrupting everything.
Yeah.
And, even if you're old school, you see the merit of it because of this kind of bullshit. So my thing is, Valley National Bank, you sound like a venereal disease
Oh!
that you would catch if you went on a 3-day bender in Atlantic City and then ended up in Wayne, New Jersey, where their headquarters are. So, yeah.
New Jersey is kind of, I know your wife is from there, but
Right.
everything in New Jersey is a pain in the ass.
Well, a lot of Atlantic City smells like hot piss. That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in New York in the summer and you're like, ooh, yeah, there's no wind because the
Yeah.
buildings are so tall. And you just smell
Waft
hot,
it.
hot homeless piss everywhere.
Mm.
So that's my big thing. Customer service is a big deal, especially our platform is to go. We want to go the opposite route. We want to be like Zappos, that we put a lot of effort into client services on our side. They put a lot of effort into customer services. I was telling you right before we started, Zappos, if you call them up, the shoe retailer online, if you call their customer service, they'll talk to you as long as you want.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's part of their platform.
It's such a simple idea where it's just like, lonely people calling in, and because the only people who are calling on the phone are lonely.
Right.
Or old.
Yeah. My grandkids don't talk to me.
Right.
my grandson Eric doesn't talk to me. I send him $10 checks.
Yeah.
I don't know why he won't call me.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Make sure Zappos is at my funeral.
Right. So and they're smart because they take the good stories about what they're doing and they make a PR push with it.
Yeah.
That's how you commoditize all that goodness.
Yeah.
Right?
Make a star out of the person who had a problem with shoes.
And we talk about the marketing funnel. Everybody focuses on getting that sale, right? Or that lead or whatever it is, whatever that conversion is. But they don't. The funnel should billow back out in the opposite direction. So it should, like a beer. Think of a beer bong and then a double-sided beer bong almost. So it goes down the tube and then it'll go right back out another funnel. Because that other side of the funnel, the bottom one that billows back out, that's where you get a customer 5-star review. That's where you have brand loyalty. Where you said you go back to Zappos just because it's easy, but every time it's been on time, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it's great.
The service has been
next
great.
day I have shoes. Sure.
And they made it easy for you to repurchase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they do some kind of email.
Zappos rewards program, all that.
Right. So that can be brand loyalty, and then you become an advocate, right?
Yeah.
Then you go, hey, Law, you should be buying your Asics running shoes on there. They've got them.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with the whole site. You know what they got, and I'm in the target demo, the same target demo you are, and we do similar activities, kind of thing. So it's like now you're the advocate. Now you're selling for them.
Right.
And then the last part is brand partner, where you'd be so overzealous that you love Zappos that you'd be like, oh, I'm going to the Zappos fan convention. Like I have a fan club for them.
Zappos tattoo.
But we call it like brand partnering. Like we may love Mevo so much, the Mevo camera, we try to work with them on some level. Or we don't, but they had good customer service. I mean,
Did they? I thought you said they were like.
No, they just did. They were like, they got acquired. Livestream that
Right.
owns the Mevo camera we use. This one that auto cuts. It's like $400. It's got some issues. That's to be expected with a $400 camera, but when I called, I just thought they were kind of like bummed they got acquired by Vimeo.
Oh.
You know?
Well, yeah.
Like, not like...
But the customer service was good?
It was fine, yeah.
I guess if people bum me out, I consider that bad customer service.
I try not to take tone into account because I try to think about the person doing customer service, probably sitting in just a warehouse or, something. It's not great, but as long as I get the result, I'm fine.
In the warehouse. Let them come inside to the office. Sitting in the warehouse.
They're sitting in a trough outside. No, but I mean, like...
Get back to customer service!
So my thing is, our whole deal here at Tocobaga was let's not hide behind email. Let's not hide behind text message or whatever, however you communicate with clients, like a lot of agencies and freelancers do. And we've been experimenting a lot with video as far as sending a one-way message. Hey, here's what's going on. I know we can't talk, but I want to give you an update.
Yeah. You can feel that
those little things
that
matter.
Truth with the video. That it's hard to, unless you're a professional actor,
Right.
People could tell if you're looking at somebody and they think you're full of shit, they can probably tell.
And I've had clients that are like, you look like shit. Straight up.
Yeah.
Because I'll have bags under my eyes, and I think that thing we're all busy.
Yeah.
I hate that statement.
Yeah, I know.
Like, oh, sorry, I've been busy. You're like, really?
Well, no, you don't like the statement, I'm busy.
No, I don't like
the statement we're all busy is true.
No.
It's like, that's all, everybody's fucking busy.
Right. I don't like the statement, like, I didn't get back to you because I've been super busy.
Right.
And you're like, nah. I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, super busy, you're not checking in at the gym doing selfies, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to the gym, you're getting in and out fast.
Yeah.
That's if you're super
If we're
busy.
behind, we're going to tell you
way
too much detail.
So, yeah, over communication, which off camera, our friend of the program, Sam, is she put in my ear to over communicate in the beginning and let them know that, hey, I'm going to give you a lot more information than you probably want. It'll almost, to me, I added, it'll almost sound needy, right, for me.
Mm-hmm.
It'll almost sound like I'm insecure a bit, because I think sometimes when I'm giving way too much info to a lot of people, they think I'm nervous, and I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to get all this crap out just in case you filter it out the way you want.
Right.
That's how I feel, but that's my thing with that's a different kind of engagement. That's keeping a good relationship.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the conglomerates. They're all out there. First thing, that's what came to my mind was Comcast. Everybody hates Comcast, the cable company. There's 5 of those, all owned by a bigger one.
Right. So, whoa, how did I turn that off? Okay, yeah. What's it called? I'm trying to see. No questions. Awesome. So, I'm having a stroke.
Good. Anybody a doctor? Good thing we're live. Walk me through it.
No, I was trying to
stroke recovery.
I'm trying to read if there are any questions.
Do you think you could do the tracheotomy with a pen on somebody's neck? Could you do it if you were like, all right, I know I need to do it.
Depends.
Depends.
You think you could do it?
No.
No.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, I got a person. I can't stab them in their skin. With a ballpoint pen.
I would say no, but there are. When you're on a winning streak of sorts, you feel super confident.
You know what? You stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night.
Ooh, not a sponsor yet of the podcast.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like the way I've been working lately is like, as Bert Kreischer calls it, the Mickey Mantle gene. I feel like you can almost do anything you put your mind to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of me has that, but a lot of me goes, hey, you have sweaty hands and you don't like blood.
And also, you're not a surgeon or qualified at all.
But if I watched it enough, maybe if let's say I watched it enough times, how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was telling our friend Steve Miller last night. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I want to bow hunt and I want to drive a race car, and I don't know what that is. But that is that thing of like, the softer we get, keyboard soft wise, air conditioned,
Right.
sitting indoors, getting allergies.
Right. The archery thing, we've talked about it before, but you don't think it's just like a meditative thing you're looking for?
It could
Or
be.
you think it's like you got to get primal?
I feel it. That's why it's different. Like I want to do a bunch of different stuff, but I feel it in my loins. I feel it within me though. That's what's weird about it. And I've never really had that, especially with something I've shot a bow in college 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That was the last time. I don't even know how to drive stick, but yet like both of them, I'm like, I think I'd be good at both, and I want to do both, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think the stick thing, people would be like, oh, congratulations. Millions of people worldwide do that already. But the bow,
the bow's
that's
also a
not
little bit of
easy.
like a training thing. I want to do the kind of bow hunting where you have to like be in good shape to be able to do it. Like you have to really, really hunt,
yeah, that's like a lot of
Not-
endurance.
not sit in a tree stand like a pussy.
I've never tried to pull back a bow, but like I think it's pretty friggin' hard to pull it back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you say like 80-pound pull, is that like lifting an 80-pound dumbbell row style?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about pressure and all that. PSI. I'm sure that's what it is, but we'll go archery and we'll report back. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Field trip, Tocobaga field trip.
How long have we been going?
Long enough, buddy.
What have you been
32.
working on? I never asked you in the beginning.
Anything
interesting?
Everything's top secret for me right now.
Okay, yeah, I
I
know.
can't even talk
there's
about
one
it.
thing we can't talk about, but your hemorrhoids are good.
Boop 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 boop. It's gone. You like
Easy,
that?
Kanye.
It
Have
was
you
a-
heard,
it
have you
was
heard
a-
Kanye's new song?
No. I was doing a pun too.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Poop.
Oh, you haven't heard his new song?
No.
It's like
Sing
he
it.
starts it off like shmoopy poo poo poop 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 shmoop. Like it's like gibberish about poop. I swear to God.
Is it Andy Kaufman style? Like, just see what he can get away with.
I don't know.
The ultimate
There's
rib.
rumblings that he had an opiate issue, then he got clean. He still got some damage from the car wreck he was in. I don't know, but it's like I'll try to play it on the outro, but you gotta drop some knowledge on some people while I find this Kanye song
What about Kanye?
or anything. What did you learn this
know.
week, man? What you
What
got?
did I learn this week? My mom locked her dog in the car
Okay.
one day. That
Yeah.
was fun. Where it was like, she offered very nicely to pick my daughter up from school while I was finishing editing a video, and then she calls me. She didn't actually call me. She called me from the neighbor's house. I need you to come over here. The dog's locked in the car with the keys. He like got in there. The keys were sitting on the chair of the car. Stepped on the lock, and then the stupid dog would not get off the middle console to jump back, because I was just like, oh, I was gonna jump back on it to the unlock button.
Uh-huh.
No. I looked like a fucking crazy person, like rocking the car back and forth, waving treats at him, playing YouTube dog sounds so that he'd bark and get up. Like, he would not. He just stared at me.
So, just let the dog die, man.
It almost did.
What kind of dog? That matters.
Yorkie.
Yeah, you could have just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I always, my favorite dad joke is when I don't have my kids with me, or like I have one kid and they're like, "Where's Minnie?" I'm like, "Oh,
it's in the
shit!"
car. Yeah.
That's the best joke.
Yeah, that one you only can do for like a year.
No, I'll do it forever. Because they could still be older and be left in the car.
That's true.
Like I locked them in there. Anyway,
I got the joke.
did you?
I think you got it.
All right, this was a kind of a weirder episode. We may have to do another one.
No, what?
This might be a bonus. Well, we need to get our Patreon on.
Yes.
And we need to create premium eps,
Yes.
like our boy Sam Tripoli of the Tinfoil Hat podcast, that can't get on the iTunes noteworthy stuff.
Really? Why?
By the way, this robot fucking in the background, this is the song.
He does not care anymore, does he? What the?
It could be our. I hope it's not our AV stuff.
Could be any
It
number
could
of
be.
things.
Anyway, it's like auto tune on a harmonica almost. He's trying to do that like Anyway,
yeah. Well, the song sucks
so
so far.
we
Anyways.
want more engagement with y'all. We need to work on a Facebook group or Patreon or email list. Hit us up, engage with us. SweatEquityPod.com. Hit us up, Eric at SweatEquityPod.com. Law at SweatEquityPod.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn. That's where the B2B's at, honey.
Link it.
I told her intern
LinkedIn
she
part.
needs to get on LinkedIn. She almost barfed. She's like, you
She's-
gotta be fucking kidding me.
She's in high
She
school.
slapped me. No, she's a sweet 17-year-old girl that would never say anything mean.
I know. Poor kid.
Yeah, she has to listen to me walk by and go, okay, here's the thing. You got to fall on the sword for your client. And I went on a rant for 45 minutes.
Okay, Mr. Law.
I'm like, I don't care if you don't find this useful. It's cathartic for me to just rant.
Yeah.
What else are we on? We're on pretty much everything you can listen to a podcast on. If we're not, let us know. We love Laughable. If you want to tag us, we'll probably start being guests on other podcasts to promote this show. Because as Creative Loafing said, we are the best comedy business podcast out there.
Yeah. Thanks, Creative Loafing.
We got to think of a slogan. I'm thinking pragmatic business advice with dick jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That works?
Yep.
All right.
Done. It's perfect.